All right, traders, I ended up making 5 trades today, bottom ticking calls multiple times in a row, all wins making over $8,000 in profit. With that being said, I'm going to be recapping the analysis that was handed out along with the trades that were made. We are also going to be discussing our trading plans and key levels heading into next week. Let's get straight into the analysis. Today was a phenomenal day. As you guys know, Fridays are known for being my best days. This was my biggest green day of the week. With that being said, the team ended up having a 97% success rate. We had 59 green, only 2 red. The one guy who went red literally was up 24% on his account, and he decided to give back his gains. But that same guy is up 100% on the week. With that being said, I'm going to be recapping the analysis and the trades that were given out. Our key levels were spot on as always. You can see right here in terms of our key levels, we were interested, if you go to the watch list section right here, $432. 432 was our key level. The exact low of day was 432.47. If you went back and watched yesterday's video, I made it very, very clear. If the SPY goes bearish, we are going to be heavily focused on buying call options at key dips because that particular pattern and strategy has been working since Tuesday. It worked 4 days in a row. Everybody knows in my chat for the past 4 days, I haven't done any puts. All I've been doing is call options at the key support dip levels. We don't like buying calls towards resistance or towards the top of the channel. But all these dips and all of these patterns have been repeating to an exact T. So how did we come up with the 432 level? As you can see right here, 432, the high of this used to be a resistance level. Once the SPY broke above this resistance, it created a massive bear trap. A bear trap is where the bears get trapped in a key level. It could be at a breakout or it could be at a support level, and then the stock continues to spike and it continues to rise up. And the key here is it never retested $432. So if SPY were to gap down and go bearish, the most likely outcome would be it bottoms towards our next key level that was not tested, which was $432. This was the key previous resistance level that's likely to react to support because it had such a big overreaction to the upside. And if you've been studying the SPY and its patterns for the past 4 days now, all it's been doing is bottoming and spiking early on into the day at a key support bottom wick level. Like right here, there was some key bottom wick support at 435.20, and then it bottomed at 435.20. Nice run up. And then right here, there was key support at this bottom wick at 433.59, and then it bottomed at 433.59 2 days in a row. And then today was the lower level. I made it very clear in my video yesterday, if it gaps down and it goes bearish, then we will be targeting that 432 level, which was nearly the low of day for 2 times in a row today. The low was 432.71, and then the low right here was 432.47, slightly above our level. Did we nickel and dime it? No, we ended up playing call options because if you look at the 30-minute chart, it's green and bullish at our key level zone. And then what does it do the next 30 minutes? It spikes right back up. And then what does it do the next 30 minutes? It spikes right back up. Such a given confirmation to be playing calls at these key levels. Now, were there any other patterns besides buying calls towards this 432 previous resistance level, which should react to support because SPY had a massive breakout, and that strategy that I've been pointing out has been working for 4 days in a row now. Every single time it gaps down, it likes to bottom out a key level and then it starts to recover, right? Were there any other patterns besides the green bullish 30-minute candles at our key levels today once and twice? Yes, there was. Let me see if I can visually recognize some of the patterns. So in terms of the patterns right here, let's take a look at the chart. The patterns that I ended up capturing today were all based off the 30-minute and then that 432-ish level. And it was all mainly from the past 4 days in terms of how SPY traded. So let's bring awareness to some of this, right? So what we're doing is we're waiting for these 30-minute candles to close, and then we're looking for some sort of patterns at our key levels to get in on a trade. Now, with that being said, let's visually see if there was any other patterns. So in terms of the patterns, again, we had that strong consolidation with the wicks. We had that strong consolidation with the wicks, and then it starts to uptrend, and then it starts to uptrend. I've been pointing this out for over a month now. Whenever SPY forms these top wicks, you see the wick at the top right here, it likes to go back up and retest the high of the wick. That's why I told my team it is likely going to spike back up and retest the high of the wick. Another pattern, if we were to visually look at SPY here, there was a couple more, man. There was so many bullish patterns today, and I'm going to point out a very bearish pattern as well because we did not get trapped in the calls. We didn't chase this buying calls at the top. One reason why we weren't pushing calls towards this major resistance is because if you studied the trend for the past 4 days, every single time the SPY breaks above the major highs from early on, these are the highs from early on, these are the highs from the early on, these are the highs from early on, it can have a nice little breakout, but once it forms that red bearish candlestick, it tends to drop. And you can see it had a nice little breakout above the highs like it's been doing recently, but then it sells off once it has that bearish 30-minute candlestick. And if you listen to the video, I made it very, very clear, we're only going to be looking to buy calls at the oversold levels, meaning wait for the support to develop, and then you know where the oversold levels are, which would be towards the bottom of these wicks along with our 432 key level. In terms of bullish confirmations, I want you to visually look at this pattern, and you tell me if this looks nearly identical. You see the red wick right here, the red wick right here, and this red wick, keep in mind, this red wick right here was at key support. It was at key support on the day, right? Now look at this. Here's a red wick right here, nearly the same candle. It's at key support towards the lows on the day. What happened after that? It uptrended for 90 minutes straight. And you can see right here, it uptrended for 90 minutes straight. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to uptrend for 90 minutes straight. But what I am saying is it's going to continue to go up if the 30-minute candles are closing green and bullish, green and bullish, green and bullish. Now, that was a very nice bullish pattern that I pointed out as well. And then I also said on the bear side, I said, bulls are going to be humbled. I'm not doing puts or calls. It's likely going to crash, and there was many people bearish towards the top today, but this was the dead giveaway in terms of puts. Now, I haven't been doing puts because the overall trend has been bullish overall. That's why I've been avoiding puts. You can make money trading against the trend. You just have to understand the disadvantage to trading against the trend is you cannot hold for long periods of time, and you have to trade nearly perfect and get the best entries possible. So you're trying to get the best entry in the perfect trade, but it's not going to be in the best risk to reward situation. Now, in terms of the put opportunity, I didn't play this, but I pointed out that it's bearish, and I pointed out that bulls are going to be humbled, and I'm avoiding calls. A lot of people got trapped in calls because they did not listen. But anyways, in terms of this situation, when did that nice bullish uptrend begin to end on the SPY? When it formed the first red 30 minutes. So we're going to go back to that pattern that I just brought awareness to. Let me pull up the pattern right here. So I'm going to pull up a couple patterns for you guys. This was another pattern. So see how it forms, the doji right here. You got this like nice little doji candle, and then you see how you got that nice little doji candle, right? And then it uptrends for literally 2 hours straight. It pushes higher, and then it uptrends for 2 hours straight. It pushes higher. On the first 30-minute red towards that double top retest, on the first 30-minute red towards that double top retest, it began to sell off. It began to sell off, and then it bottomed towards the lows where it bottomed at previously right here. See how it bottomed there? And then it bottomed towards the lows where that bear trap was created recently. This is why I tell you guys to buy towards the lows. And there was also a nice green bullish 30-minute candle here, and there was a nice green bullish 30-minute candle here towards the bottom where the bear trap was created, towards the bottom where the bear trap was created. You see that? And then it began to spike. That's why we were bullish towards the lows. In terms of more pattern recognition, you could visually see right here. It slightly went above the highs. It formed a bearish 30-minute. It slightly went above the highs. It formed a bearish 30-minute. And then it sold off for 2 hours straight. It sold off for 2 hours straight. Now, this was another reason why we were bullish towards the lows here, because you can see, take a look at this. I want you to visually study this pattern, right? So SPY's uptrending. It forms a bearish 30-minute. And then it goes down for basically an hour and 45 minutes straight. On the fourth 30-minute candle, it began to recover. And you can see right here, 1, 2, 3. This is the fourth one. It dropped first, then it recovered for 45 minutes straight. It dropped first, then it recovered for 45 minutes straight. Are you seeing how predictable this market is if you are capturing these 30-minute patterns? I'm trying my best to open your eyes, and I can assure you, we are calling this out in real time in the chat. Every single 30-minute pattern that I see is alerted in real time with the chat. Every single trade alert is alerted within the chat. I made $8,000 within the first hour of today's trading session just by buying calls in and out multiple times on these bullish dips, man. We absolutely banked. And then I did not get trapped in calls. And the reason why I did not get trapped in calls is, first of all, this is a bearish 30-minute red candlestick. It's towards major resistance. This previous support is likely going to try to react as a resistance because SPY had a nice drop from that previous support level. We made it very, very clear, man. I even told him, if you want to buy puts, this is the level. I literally told him 435.30. I gave it away, man. 435.30. I literally said it right here. If you want to be a degenerate and buy puts, 435.30 is the best level for you. It was almost the exact high of day. It almost hit. 435.06 was the high. I lead people in the best direction. You can think of me in terms of like a market maker. I'm going to give you the best price action analysis that I can possibly give you. I'm going to give you the key levels to buy the dips on the oversold calls, and I'm going to give you the key levels to short the stock on the overbought rip. In terms of buying breakouts and buying higher, the way we do that is we wait for a massive breakout above the resistance, and then when it drops back down to where the bears got trapped from previous resistance, then we'll try calls possibly. But we like buying calls on the oversold levels, and we like buying puts at the overbought levels. It's just as of lately, in terms of this overall bullish uptrending market, I've been focused on calls. I finally made the adjustment since last Friday, and all I've been doing is reading these 30-minute patterns for dip buying opportunities at oversold levels. And I told you in the video, how do you find the oversold levels? Right here. $432. This is previous resistance that was not tested. Therefore, it's going to try to react to support and bounce because a major bear trap was created when it broke above the level, right? And if you've been studying the history and you've been studying the trends, every single time SPY has been gapping down, it's been bottoming early, and it's been bottoming at key levels that were never tested. This was a level that was never tested right here at 435.20. Nice bullish wick. It bottomed there once it formed the green bullish candlestick. This was a level that was never tested right here. Nice key support where the bears got trapped. One of the best levels, 433.70. It bottomed on the first green bullish 30-minute. On the first green bullish 30-minute. This was our level right here at 432. It didn't hit, but we're not going to nickel and dime it if there's a green bullish 30-minute candlestick right here. Are you kidding me? Compare the left-hand side right here on this chart to this right here. It gaps down and open. It gaps down and open. 30-minute green bullish candlestick, 30-minute green bullish candlestick. It looks identical. It looks identical. What does it do for the next 30 minutes? It spikes higher. And then what does it do after that? It crashes. What does it do for the next 30 minutes? It spikes higher. And then what does it do after that? It crashes. Do you see how predictable this market is? I want you to compare this left-hand side, and you tell me, in terms of the right-hand side comparison, if this is not nearly identical. I'm telling you, you have to look back throughout the patterns, and you have to capture these 30-minute charts, man. It is all within the 30-minute chart. The 1-minute chart and the 5-minute chart is going to help assist you in terms of like entries and confirmations to get in on the 30-minute candle. But the 30-minute chart is going to give you the overall direction on where we're heading for the next 30 minutes. If you see it, you must trade what you see, not what you think or not what you want to see. And one tip I would recommend is let go of fear of missing out. Let it go. If you're having FOMO, because you think, you know it's going to spike to a very nice level, but you're not getting it the best entry, wait for it to hit the best level. Don't take your starting position. Don't hold your hopes and losers and add it to it. Just wait for the key best levels to hit and have a nice oversold zone and get in there. Instead of saying, you know what, my price target for calls is at, $434. Right now it's at $433.50, but I know the best price is towards the lows. Let me take some starters here. No, just wait for the best prices. And the 30-minute candles are going to tell you if you're getting in too early or not, and if you should wait. And the reason why I waited for calls and did not get trapped is because I looked at the 30-minute chart and I listened to it. And it told me that SPY has been selling off once it breaks above the highs and forms a red bearish candlestick. It also told me in terms of this pattern awareness right here, you can just visually see that we pointed out, you have the green bullish 30-minute. Once you have the first red, it downtrends for 90 minutes. And then the even better one was, right around here. It formed the red bearish 30-minute, and then it dropped for almost 2 hours straight, right? So I'm looking at this chart, I'm looking at this left-hand side, and I'm comparing, I'm saying, wow, this 30-minute candle looks just like this one. They're both at key resistance levels on the high they break out. And then you can see it closes red and bearish. What does it do? It drops. It closes red and bearish. What does it do? It drops. It drops. It drops. And then on the fourth candle from the downtrend, this is where the downtrend began. This is where the downtrend began. On the fourth candle, it had a drop, and then it was a bullish recovery. And we all know SPY loves to recover and bounce when it's oversold at 3 p.m. I say that all the time. I say it all the time. So if it's going to start dropping into 3 p.m. and we're seeing this pattern where it finally recovered once it, on the fourth 30-minute candle, and then if you want, you could just miss out on this candle, and then you could wait for it to close green, see if it repeats itself, and then you can get it on the next 30-minute candle. You can do that as well, but you won't get the best entry, right? But you can just see how well this comparison to right here repeated to right here. So I caught multiple 30-minute patterns throughout multiple days, combining that all together. And this was all alerted real time within the chat. We absolutely crushed it on the call side. I gave them the best level for puts. It literally missed by 25 cents. I avoided it. I stayed away. I did not get trapped in calls. Like I told you guys, if you want to buy your calls, you need to buy at the oversold levels. And the oversold levels was 432 and 433. That was our oversold zone for the day. We traded the best setups at the best prices. This was a phenomenal day within Trader Society. Every single trade was alerted in real time. I could sit here and pull out all the trades. Look, man, the proof is in the Discord. If you want to see the real deal, it's all in the Discord. The real-time analysis, everything I'm pointing out, this is all alerted in real time. All my trades were all alerted in real time. It's all in the Discord. It's all in the Discord. I could sit here and try to pick it apart and try to do all this stuff, but I have a lot of things to do. So with that being said, guys, I'm heading off. I'm going to be celebrating for the week. I'm going to Miami right now. I have a flight to catch. If you choose to join now, you can get started on your education, man. It's an instant access. You get instant access to the video lesson library. You can get started on your education. You can also ask us any questions you may have. I don't sit here and trade and be on my desktop all day. I live free. I work from my phone. I trade from my phone. I work from my phone. You can ask us any question within the chat. I will be on my phone assisting with you guys. That is something that I can deliver 100%. So with that being said, man, if you want to join the Discord, it's the first link down below in the description. It is a one-time fee. It is a lifetime access. We are absolutely crushing it today. You get access to the video lesson library, the course. You get access to also the Discord, the trading chat room, the trading server, every single real-time trade alert that I make, the watch list, the analysis, the 30-minute confirmations, the 30-minute patterns. We're going to open up your third eye and we're going to get you trading right, man. We're going to show you how to master the SPY using the 30-minute chart. I only use 2 time frames. The 2 time frames that I really only use, well, technically you could say 3. I use the daily candlesticks, the daily chart, and I go back as far back as I want. I use the 30-minute chart. I go back as far back as I want, but I like, in terms of the 30-minute chart, I like the 10-day chart. I like looking at the 10-day chart. If I don't see anything, I'll go further back, but typically it's based off of like a 10-day chart, and I'll look for some sort of patterns with the key levels, right? And then the 1-minute time frame. We're going to get you right, and what we do is we scalp. We trade the best setups of its prices. We are super fast like lightning, and we are in and out. It is fast money, man. This chat within the Discord, you'll see it, man. For those of you in, this SPY trading floor, they are taking money in the market every single day, man. There is trades going down every single day. These are phenomenal trades where we're bottom ticking, which means we're buying calls at the lows and it spikes instantly, or we're top ticking, which means we're buying puts at the lows and it drops instantly. And we are in and out fast like scalpers, man. With that being said, if you want to learn how to trade the best setups at best prices, and if you want to take your education to the next level, it is going to be that first link down below in the description. Everything is explained in terms of what's included and what you get, which again includes all my analysis, all my real-time price alerts, all my real-time trade alerts, entry and exits, the watch list, the analysis, the Discord server, live trading streams, live trading voice channels, access to the moderators, the networking opportunities, and a team who is focused on scalping like snipers. As of lately, I've been very focused on trading the overall trend, which has been calls in terms of day trading. Swing trading, I rarely swing. If I see a great swing trade, I'll take it. But I don't like swing trading in this type of market that we're in. I don't think we're in a great market to be swing trading. I think we're in a great market to be scalping like snipers, where you get in and you get out. The disadvantage to swing trading is there's uncontrollable risk. It can have a massive gap down or a massive gap up. Any sort of news can come out at any time, and you're not going to be able to manage your risk if that happens. The biggest disadvantages of holding a position for a long time is You're going to have to hold it for quite some time if you want a decent win, because you don't want to size in big on a position that you're holding for a long period of time, because that's how you lose a lot of money, right? So it's going to take longer to make money if you hold your wins, unless you're gambling and taking massive position sizes. Also, the market changes every single day. And we're not in, you don't want to be optimizing for a holding strategy, because if you optimize for hold, some days it's going to be choppy, and the trades you hold, you're going to give back all your gains and you're going to go red, or you're going to have big losses if you hold for long periods of time. But every single day you can optimize and trade for a strategy with the trend or even without the trend if you scalp. If you scalp and you get in and out very, very quickly, there's going to be opportunities for you every single day. And there is no fear of missing out. There is no nonsense. You can take bigger position sizes and you don't have to hold as long, because these options are generating such lucrative returns, where if you're in and out within a couple minutes, you make a very, very nice gain and you call it for the day. SPY has a 10-cent move in price. I'm up $1,000 on a 10-cent move. That's what we're looking for, man. But we're not aiming for 10 cents. We're aiming for like 25 to 40 cents. That's truly what it is that I like to aim for, is like 25 to 40 cents. But there'll be times where I take a quick 10 cents because it's a quick $1,000 within a minute. And if I feel it's going to go against me quickly, I'll just get out. It depends on the trade. If we're at a key oversold level at the bottom of the channel, then yeah, I'll try to hold and maybe aim a little bit bigger. If we're at a more overbought level, where say there's resistance right here, and like I told you, if SPY breaks above the resistance, once it tries to retest that previous resistance, which was at 434 to 434.20, it's going to try to bounce and react to support. And surely enough, that was the bottom, and that's what it did, right? Miss out on the breakout first. When it drops back down to previous resistance, buy the initial test, sell into the rip. That worked as well. I called out 434. I didn't trade that one personally, but I called that out. But anyways, with that being said, man, if you want to surround yourself with Trader Society, it is the first link down below in the description. We will be in the chat answering any questions you may have. Let's enjoy the weekend and let's study and celebrate as well.